Thank you. Anyway, I was talking to a lawyer from Los Angeles that I was working with on a case, and Duck Dynasty had become popular, and she brought up the topic of Duck Dynasty, and she said that some of her friends watched the show, and they had realized that Duck Dynasty was from the same area of the country that I'm from. Sorry, it's kind of hanging off my ear. And she said, you know them? And I said, well, I do know them. They live, a couple of sons live in a neighborhood I lived at the time. And she said, well, we've been having a debate about some of what we see on that show. She said they were debating over how much of that reality show was actually real. And I told her, I said, there's certainly some truth to what you see on Duck Dynasty. Some of it's probably scripted, but not all of it, I don't think. And I said, I know the lives they live. And she said, they don't really sit around talking about God and eating things like squirrels and possums and raccoons and rabbits and bullfrogs, do they? They're just making all that up. And I said, well, they're not making all of it up. They do believe in God. They do attend church regularly. I said, in fact, I attended church with them years before. And I said, it's not that unusual in where I live for people to shoot and eat a lot of those animals. When I was growing up, we shot and we ate squirrels and rabbits and bullfrog. We didn't shoot bullfrogs. We grabbed them, but we ate them. I said, I don't think they eat possums or raccoons, but I don't know. Some people might. And then she was quiet for a few seconds, and then all of a sudden she just burst out laughing. And she said, you're kidding me, aren't you? And I said, no, I'm not. I'm really not kidding you. And she said, you're telling me you all own guns like shotguns and rifles, and you go out and you shoot those animals? And I said, yeah, a lot of folks do. And then she just got really quiet. And she started talking about the case we were dealing with. And she hung up, and I continued to deal with her for 2 or 3 more years. And she would call, and the phone calls were different after that. I got the distinct feeling that she was talking to me like, and she was explaining to me everything like we might do to somebody that we think's not very bright. It was clear to me that she was thinking if I believed in God, and if I had ever gone out and shot any of those animals and actually owned a weapon, that I would need help to understand what she was talking about in legal matters. Well, why would she think that? Well, it's because there's a perception out there by the intellectual elites that only primitive people have guns and shoot animals and believe in God. And that's been going on for a long time. I first became aware of it when I was in my late 20s. A few years after Susan and I moved here from Baton Rouge.